All right, welcome in to day 23 of the Advent of Cyber. Today's title is Day 23. You want to know what happens to your hashes? So it looks like today what we're going to be doing is cracking some hashes. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. See if that's big enough. Yeah, that's big enough for now while we read the story. All right, so let's hop right into the story. So today, the story is, as time went on by, something seemed funny. Mayor Malware and the source of his money. Sockmas grew closer, so the glitch better move it. Gain access to that wallet, so he could prove it. All right. So what's happening in our story today? It looks like Glitch has been investigating how Mayor Malware funds his shady operations for quite some time. Recently, the mayor disposed of various old electronic equipment. One was an old tablet with a cracked screen. Being an avid connoisseur of active and passive reconnaissance, who does not mind dumpster diving? For the greater good, that is. Glitch quickly picked it up before the garbage truck did. Surprisingly, despite being in a terrible condition with a cracked and hazy screen, the tablet still turns on. Amazing. Browsing through the various files, one PDF file caught his attention. It was password protected though. It is time for you, with Glitch, to discover the password and uncover any evidence lurking in there. All right, so what are today's objectives? Let's check this out. So the learning objectives are today, hash functions and hash values. What are they? Saving hashed passwords, cracking hashes, and finding the password of a password protected document. All right, so this is going to dive into what hash passwords are, so we can go through that real quick. In fact, let me blow this up all the way. That way we've got something that we can actually read over here. It says, before we dive a little further in, it's helpful to learn how passwords are saved in authentication systems. A long time ago, before security was a thing, passwords were stored in clear text, meaning you saved your password is 1234, people could see 1234. This was associated with the username. When the user then tries to log in, the system compares the provided password for the account with the saved one. Consequently, if a user forgets their password, someone with enough access could go in and look at that table and respond with something like, hey, the password for Joe Blogs is ASDF1234. This was a terrible idea, especially since a database can be stolen and all of its content leaks, or all the contents leaked online. Unfortunately, users tend to save the same password for the same password in different places, right? Or in different services, meaning you might have the same password for Google as you do for Netflix or whatever. Consequently, if an adversary discovers Joe Blog's password from another service, they could try Joe's account or Joe's password on another one. So let's say I cracked Joe Blog's Yahoo account I could go try that password or a remonition of his password over on Gmail, and more than likely I'll probably get in. All right, so to protect these passwords, what did we do? We went ahead and what we created were hashes. Even in the case of a data breach, companies started to save a hashed version of this password. For that, they needed to use a hash function. A hash function takes an input of any size and returns a fixed value or a fixed size value. For example, SHA-256 or the secure hash algorithm creates a 256-bit hash. In other words, SHA-256 sum file will return a 256-bit hash value regardless of whether the input file is a few bytes or several gigabytes. In a terminal window, so it's going to show in a terminal window below. So let's talk about hash real quick, or let's talk about SHA-256 hash real quick, or what is a hash? So if I go and create a password, if my password is 123, I am still going to get a 256 bit password or hash for that, even though 123 isn't 256 bits long, right? Or I could have a long password, or maybe a pass phrase like "this is my password," which is 123456, and I hash that. That is still going to only give me 256 bits of a hashed value. That's what they're getting at. So they're going in here, example files of hashes. That's fine. We don't need to look at all that because we're going to see hashes and we can talk about those. So it looks like they're talking about MD5 hashes. So MD5 hash, when it first came out, so Message Digest 5, that came out, that has since been cracked, is no longer. So if you have something in an MD5 hash, you can actually go to websites now, put whatever that hash is, and it will automatically give you whatever the password is or the corresponding value of that hash. Let's see. Secondly, okay, they're going to talk about salt, so let's talk about that for a second. Secondly, in addition to choosing a secure hash function, you can also add a salt. So salt is a random string that's usually added before. So for instance, if my password is password1234, the developer or whoever's creating an application or whatever we're using may have a salt in front of it. So they may have, like, maybe they put we'll just say a company name. So say it's Google and my password's 1234. They may put a salt in there of Google before my password. So now my password would become Google password 1234. Or the next person, John, his password might be, John 1234. And they would put Google in front of that. So it'd be Google John 1234. And it rolls that for every single user's password. So every user has the same salt. So in a sense, if a adversary was able to figure out what the salt was, then they could actually add that to the beginning of the password to get the hash. But adding that salt in there changes up those passwords, right? Because now if I'm looking for just password 1234, if I'm the adversary and I pulled that down, I'm looking for just password 1234. Now I need to have that salt in front. I need to have that salt in front of it to be able to crack that. But because I don't know that salt, it's going to be a lot harder for me to do that. All right, let's continue on. So we've got password protected files. On day 14, we saw how Mayor Malware intercepted network traffic to eavesdrop on the village. Technically speaking, he was attacking the confidentiality and integrity of data in transit. Today, we will explore how to view his password protected document. Technically speaking, we will be attacking the confidentiality of the data at rest, right? Because this is not going to be over the wire. We've already got it, right? We pulled it down from what we read earlier. It was on the tablet, so we pulled it down, but we need to figure out what the hash is to be able to get into it. One aspect of our security requires us to protect the data while it is in store or while it's stored at any storage device. Examples include flash memory drive, smartphones, etc. Let's see, on hand encrypted storage and files can pose an obstacle for the good guys who are investigating a criminal case. Digital forensics investigators need to find a way to access the plain text file to prove or disprove any wrongdoing. In this case, for his private investigation to succeed, Glitch must figure out how to access the encrypted PDF file on the disposed of tablet. Glitch needs to play an offensive security role to break the security of the protected document. All right, opening password protected documents. Let's see what it says here. So these right here, what they're showing here, these are going to be top passwords that one usually sees. Looks like these are the top 15. There are big word lists. You can look up word list for each year, the top passwords for the year. Usually it's smart to take all of those passwords and put those in a file or put those somewhere, and then put them within your environment and make sure that nobody uses those specific passwords. Okay, it says, of course, users may get a little bit creative and might replace a character with a symbol. They might append the current year or a memorable date, or maybe a few random characters at the end. Knowing that Mayor Malware has a cat called Fluffy, some passwords we expect he may come up with are like Fluffy Cat with a 4 for the A, or and a 1 for the L, and Fluffy 2024, unless he uses his own name and title and creates a password like Mayor24. So you can see how he's going in and got those. All right, I've already started the machine. There is our IP address, so let's go ahead. We are going to SSH into this machine today. SSH user at 10.10.80.72. Yes, we're good there. And then our password is try hack me 123. And we're logged in. We're going to clear this, so we're in our stuff. Let's do ls and see what's on this box. The folder we're going to be working in is AOC 2024, so let's go ahead and look at that. C 2024, we'll get in that folder and hit ls. And we see that we've been given by TryHackMe, we've been given some files tonight for our stuff. We've got the example files, which were in above. We have a Python script that we're going to be looking at. That's the hash ID Python. We have hash1 text. We've got a private PDF. That's the PDF that we pulled off. And then we're going to look at here. We're going to look at a word list that TryHackMe has given us that we will use eventually. All right, so demonstration. All right, so let's talk about this. Enough learning about password storages and password choices. It's time to crack some passwords. All right. So data breach and hash value. So Mayor Malware had an online account in a now defunct forum that was breached, and all its user data was leaked. So after checking online, we were able to retrieve Mayor Malware's password in a hashed format, as it is listed below. So here's our hashed password. So now we can use a program called John the Ripper. That's one that we can use, that I've got on my machine, or we have on this machine here, that we can use to crack this password. So let's go ahead, let's copy this. Let's see, we want to discover the original password. The first step in our approach is to figure out the type of hashed function it is. We will then try and pass that. We will try to hash different passwords from the password list. Okay, so I believe, let's go ahead and do this. Let's do cat hash. We've got two hash.txt. So they've already created a file called hash1.txt, and that is the hash of Mayor Malware's of his hash password. So we have that in a file, so we can now use that file to pull it off. They also have a Python script in here. Let's do this. We can look at this real quick. Cat hash. And we can see that they've got a long Python script in here. Basically, this Python script, what it's going to do is it's going to run through everything, and it's going to try and decipher what type of hash this actually is. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and clear this out again. Clear. And then let's do hash. Oop. We need to do Python. And then hash. And then we're gonna do we'll do this. So there it is. And then now what it's gonna want that hash. So let's copy this hash here. And we'll paste it in here. And then once we hit enter, not found. Did we not have the whole thing? Maybe I don't have the whole hash. There we go. Didn't have the whole hash. All right, let's try this again. Copy and paste this whole hash in here now. And now we see what it says in here. So now it says that we have the possibility of 2 specific hashes. We have the possibility of SHA-256, which it's more than likely SHA-256, or we have Havel-256. I'm gonna go with that it's SHA-256. Let's go ahead and hit Control-C. We'll back out of there. Let's clear this again. All right, so now that we've done that, now what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to see if we can't use John the Ripper to pull this hash out. So to do that, you can see down here at the bottom, over here on the right hand side, we can see John format 256. So we can see that. And in fact, let me go ahead and copy this. Be quicker than typing it all. Let's copy and let's paste it over here. Let's talk about this real quick about what this is. I'll get my arrow out. So we have John, which is the program we're going to be running, John the Ripper. And because what we just found out a minute ago is that we're running SHA-256, so the format we're going to do it in is we're going to look for a raw 256. We're going to use a password list. So this password list has tons and tons and tons of different passwords in there that have been found through thousands and thousands of breaches. Those passwords are then put into this list, and this list is used to then run a hash on everything. So the password list, if you own a Kali box or you're on a Kali box, all of these password lists are in here. We're going to use the RockU password list, and then we're going to do it on the file that we actually that we put our hash in. So let's go ahead and hit enter. Let's see what happens. This is going to run through everything and see if it can find a password. All right. So RockU is a massive file, and it looks like in here, even though we ran it on here, it looks like we didn't find anything. All right, so it for whatever reason, it did not give us a password. So when we run it the way that we ran it, what it's doing is it's actually using the passwords in there directly, right? And we talked about this a minute ago, how Mayor Malware had his name with M instead of MA, he's got M4, right? So John has this thing that we can use called the rules. And that's actually, let's look at this real quick. Let's check out. Do they have it on here? That's running the RockU stuff. All right. Actually, let's do this. We should be able to do this. Nano. No, nano. There we go. And then etc John, and then John. We can look at the configuration of John, and we can see in here, so as I scroll down, you can see we've got different options when we use John the Ripper. And these options, depending on what we do, if we use, so we see a mode here. Let me see if I can scroll through enough to where you can actually get, well, we're going to see single. So we see right here where we've got single crack mode and we have simple rules. So basically we've got different rules that are in here that will pull things out. Like an A may actually be a 4. So when you try Mayor, I want you to try Mayor, M-A-Y-O-R, but then I want you to try M4-Y-O-R. And then I want you to try M4Y0R, right? So that's what these rules in here are actually doing. But now we've got to use those in our, let me exit out of this. Now we've got to use those rules in what we put in here. So let's go ahead. We're going to update this, and then we're going to back up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add the rules in here And we're gonna say rules, and we're gonna say word list rules. So rules equal word list. And now we've got that. Now let's try and rerun this and see if we're able to find something. Give it a second. See how it's taking a little bit longer now because now we're running through all these different ones. Okay, here we go. So now we have FluffyCat12 is the password that it believes that this is. All right, let me go over here. Give me a file real quick. That way I can save this. But that's probably going to be a password or something that we need. All right, so we have been able to, by using the hashed password that we got, or the hashed account that we got, we've now been able to pull the password. So we now know, if we wanted to, we could go log in as Mayor Malware to his email account with possibly, maybe he's changed it. Maybe he's found that it was out there and he changed it. But we could try and log into mayor at email.thm with that password, and it should work unless he got an alert saying that password was gone, or his password had been hacked and he changed it. So let's see, rock you. We did all of that. Okay, this is what it's talking about with Mayor Malware and the A. See how's the A for with the 4. So we went through all that. All right, now we're going to get into data breach. So we have pulled down our file, right? We went dumpster diving. We got a tablet. The tablet has a file on it, and we want to see what's on that file. What is on this file? So Glitch says, Glitch has discovered Mayor Malware's password used on the breached online forum. Although there is a high chance that the password will be used to access other online accounts created by the mayor, Glitch does not want to go that route, as it would violate local laws and regulations. So basically what they're saying is, now that you've got the password, you go log in as him. But if you did, there's a possibility you're going to be breaking the law, so it's probably not something you want to be doing. Instead of attempting anything illegal, he focuses on the data he discovered in the mayor's trash. There is one interesting looking PDF file that happens to be password protected. Can we help Glitch break it? All right, so we've already used John. In fact, let me clear the screen. Hopefully, I have not been over the top of everything over here. I am going to move myself up to the top so I'm not in the way of everything. All right, the first thing you need to do is convert the password protected file into a format that John can attack. Luckily, John the Ripper, the Jumbo Edition, comes with necessary tools. The different tools allow the following name styles, like format to John, so we can use PDF to John. In fact, let's go ahead and look at this real quick. So if we do ls and then option, or ls opt, no, come on, ls opt, and then John, and then we use John again. So look for anything that's got John on there, or to John, sorry. We want anything that's like to John, so something to John. Let's do that. And there's our list, right? So we have a PDF file. There's an easier way to do this, because look at all of these options. We have Cisco to John, we have Coinomi to John, Crackf to John, Dashlane to John. So let's see, we can go and look through all of this, but we can take the same one we did a minute ago, and we can say, we can pipe in grep, and then let's just say PDF. Is there any PDFs in here? And there we go. So we see down here at the bottom, we see we have an opt, or we have a PDF to John, and it looks like we have a Perl file, and we have a Python file. right, let's keep reading. All right, you're interested in a password protected PDF file, therefore PDF to John.pl or the Perl file should do the job perfectly. In the terminal below, you can see how to create a hash challenge for the PDF file. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the PDF file. We're going to use the Perl file. We're going to run it against the private PDF file that we currently have, and we're going to push that, which is going to turn it into a hash. We're going to push that over to pdf.hash. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's say pdf. Oh, give me my mouse back. Let's say pdf to John dot Perl, not Python, and then we do private. If I get my fingers on the keyboard right, let's do private PDF, and then we're gonna put that bad boy into pdf.hash. Go ahead and hit that. All right, let's do ls and let's see if we've got it in here. So now we've got a PDF to hash right here. That was our private. We have PDF to hash. Now we can do cat PDF to hash. You can see that we now have a private PDF hash. Perfect. All right, the first step. Now, here's the deal. We could go ahead and do this, and we can run and follow the steps that we just did on the account that we had before, right? So we can run it just like we did on the mayor's hash password. However, the password for this hashed file probably isn't in there, right? So knowing the password, or knowing the mayor and the passwords that he had, we talked about that before, like fluffy cat, mayor. We know that he has a cat. Because we know he has a cat, we could create our own, and we can create those. Like, we could create mayor. Like, maybe he's using mayor. Maybe he's using fluffy. Maybe he's using fluffy cat. Maybe he's using malware. Maybe he's using mayor malware. We can put those in there. That way we don't have to run through the whole RockU file. We can create our own and put it in there. And that's what TryHackMe has done for us already. They've already gone and created a separate word list for this specific one. So we'll use that one. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to do John, and then we're going to do we're going to do rules. Rules. And this time we're going to use single. And then we're going to use the word list that we've already got in our file. So word list. And then we're going to use wordlist.txt, and then we're going to run this on the file that we just created. So we're going to run that on pdf.hash, and we're going to go ahead and hit enter, and there we go. Now we actually have a password for that specific file. Awesome, right? So now we've got our second one, which is Mayor Malware, but we see how we don't have an A, we have a 4, we don't have a 0, we don't have an O, we have a 0, we have a 1 for the L. Let's go ahead and copy this over. We're going to probably need that. And let's continue on through. Now let's see what else. So now that we've got that, it says, so we save that. Okay, now that you've gained all the necessary knowledge to tackle the questions below and uncover the Mayor malwares. So we've done that. Crack the hash of the store. So okay, so that's gonna be fluffy cat. That should be, we got that one. Hey, Branded Maverick, what's up? I went ahead and started early tonight because we're gonna watch some Christmas shows, and I wanted to go ahead and get this done so I could go watch Home Alone 2 with the kiddos. All right, what is the flag at the top of the private PDF file? All right, so let's see, how are we going to get the private PDF file? Let's do head, and let's do private PDF. Ooh, that's not gonna work. Clear. Hold on just a second. Let's see, cracking. Now we need to crack this last file. So what is a flag at the top of the private PDF file? Let's see if I can find that in here. So now we've cracked that. Now we can do, now we can use another thing called PDF to text. And then we can say private PDF. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do UPW for the password. And now we need our Mayor Malware password. Where's that at? Mayor Malware. Whoop. Paste. And we should be able to hit that. So now that has created a new PDF. Now do ls. And now we should get a, we should be able to do cat private.txt. Holy smokes, there's a lot of money in there. So there's a lot in here. So I'm going to show you guys a trick to do this. We can do the same thing, but instead of using cat, how about we just do head, which is only going to give us the first couple of lines on this. And there we go. In fact, let me make sure. Yeah, y'all can see that. Right here we see our flag right here. Try hack me, do not get caught. Copy. Paste. Submit. What did it have for the hint here? After you discover the password in the PDF file, use the following command. Oh, there you go. PDF. And then the password. Perfect. You can use head. Oh, okay. I already knew that. Yeah, there's a couple of different ones we can use. That sounds fun. My kids are grown up. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, one of them's grown up. One of them's driving around and going running around with his friends. But I got one that's 13, so she's wanting to watch the movie. So they're down there watching the first one. And I said, oh, I want to watch the second one with you guys. So what's up, FedEx? And let me pull myself back over here. So that's it for today. That was quick, easy, fun. Got a little bit more quote unquote red team because we got to crack some passwords. We got to crack some hashes. We had some fun. And then we've got tomorrow. I don't know if that's not 25 days. So I'm assuming they're going to drop one. No, one. I assume they're going to drop one on Christmas Day. We'll see though. For that, it is 7 o'clock. 7:07 to be exact. We're done with tonight already. We've been on for a while. So if you missed it, I did come in a little bit early. I will be running early tomorrow too. So tomorrow I'm actually going to go at 11 o'clock in the morning to do this. I've got tomorrow's Christmas Eve. We've got our family thing starting tomorrow, and I will not be at home during at 7 o'clock. I'm going to be elbows deep in fish fry. So we will. I will be doing it early in the morning. I'm not sure. What do y'all think? I'll go live. I guess I could go live, or I can just record it and put it through. I think I'm going to go live though and do it because I like the fact that doing it live, everybody sees me mess up. It's not like the perfect thing. And on top of that, it allows me just to save what's in there and run with it. So let me go ahead and clear this. This was a fun one. I like doing these rooms. I might go ahead and slide over here. Thank you guys for popping in for a few minutes. You can always go back, watch it. This was, like I said, this one was fast. This is a quick and easy one. It's basically 2 hashes. They give you the 2 hashes. All you got to do, crack those 2 hashes, be done. Take the PDF file, turn it into a text file using the cracked hash with the password that you get from it, and then you're over and done. This is always fun. It does talk about 2 other rooms. John the Ripper, the basic room. I've done that one before. It is a fun room. I highly recommend going and doing that. It's always fun to use John and crack passwords, or try and find passwords and crack them. And then they've got a cryptography one in there as well. So, but for me, that's it for tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the daily cyber threat brief. Plus, I will also see you a little later on after that at around 11-ish to do tomorrow's. And yeah, that's it. So see you guys, and hope everybody has a great evening. And until then, everybody stay secure.